Hey guys, it's Watkins with the Bridge Group, and today is going to be part 2 of the NAR lawsuit, I guess, enlightenment, for lack of better words. The last time we talked about how the lawsuit was affecting sellers and listings going forward. Now we're going to talk to buyers. So if you are interested in buying a property, maybe you're in the middle of the transaction. Really, if you have a contract down right now, you don't have to worry about it. But anything after August 17th, which by the time you're watching this video, it'll be after August 17th. Or at least just be aware about it. Let's start with number 1, which is the decoupling of commissions. If you watch the first video, then yeah, it's just basically that. The MLS and NAR is decoupling. They're not allowing a listing agent to advertise the incentive that the seller is offering a buyer agent to bring a buyer, you, to their listing and go under contract, right? It's always a great incentive for a buyer agent to say, I'm going to get paid. It's wonderful. Now, the other portion is if the listing agent didn't offer a commission, the buyer would be on the hook for the buyer agent commission. And that could be 3%, could be 2.5%, but that is already on top of the down payment that you have to make, which could be 5, 10, 15, 20%. And so it's just unrealistic to expect a buyer to pay a 3% buyer agent commission on top of everything else. So that's why in the past, it's been very easy for us to say, we work for free. Our services are free, kind of, right? Because the listing agent would most of the time go ahead and pay our commission for bringing our buyer to their property. So the decoupling of that, it will no longer be advertised. However, we are already making websites for all of our listings and the buyer agent commission. Even though it can't be on the MLS, we can have our own website, and buyer agents will be reaching out to listing agents and blowing up their phone, text, email, phone call, smoke signals, everything else, right? That is number 1. Number 2 is a two-parter. Number 2, the buyer agent representation agreement, is a mouthful, has to be signed before the agent ever schedules a showing for their buyer to see a property. So if you say, hey, Colt, I want to see these 5 properties, I'm going to say, great, wonderful. We should sign this buyer agent representation agreement. Buyer representation agreement basically says, specifies our length of time that we're working together, the areas that we're working together in, and commission. And that's the part 2 to this. It has always had commission in there. That has not changed. It has always said 3% on our side. Now that pill is a little bit easier to swallow for our buyers because at the end of the day, those buyers were like, well, the seller's paying that. I'm not paying it, seller is. And that was always understood. Now, what we're doing is disclosing to our clients, it does say 3% on here. However, would you like for me to disclose if the property does not offer a 3% commission or 3% or less, right? Less than 3% commission. We can also do 2 other things negotiation-wise to get the seller to pay our commissions anyways. So there's really not any reason to worry about that. And from what I'm seeing right now, I don't think that's going away. And so I know that the buying process, the 36 steps of buying a home, is already riddled with anxiety. It's a roller coaster of emotion. However, at the end of the day, you should not worry about it any more than you already have, because I don't see this really changing if you're working with a fantastic, wonderful, experienced Bridge Group agent. So please, I hope that was helpful, and please, don't worry about, hey, I'm gonna have to come out extra at buyer expenses. There is a whole paragraph in the 1-to-4 contract that talks about seller to contribute to buyer expenses, and that's one of the 5 different ways that we're going to renegotiate that. So if you have any questions about this, either on the listing side or the buyer side, and how the NAR lawsuit is going to affect your home purchase or your home sale, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to be a resource to you, or continue to be a resource to you moving forward. Thanks.